Yeah, we have two on the board today. One for the client out in Akron, Ohio. It was off an email. She actually emailed us because I had sent her one a few weeks back. And she was like, come to the end of the year reevaluation, and we have your stuff on file. So I wanted to to give you guys a chance, and so I believe it was two servers, 7 users. But I mean, she has outlined everything that they currently have and what they're paying for. Just kind of wanted a quote right away, so send it over to my client for that. And then the other one was out of the Charlotte, North Carolina area. It was for a marketing company. They have like 200 users and everything's up in the cloud. But that one's for I think the second week of January, just because December is not a good time, because of the holidays and whatnot. But yeah, it should be two decent opportunities, at least, with one getting a quote out. So yeah, pretty good day so far.
I was calling for my client in North Carolina, and I got a hold of this Catholic school that's looking for a new company to help their in-house team. So I set up a meeting for next week. They have 500 users. She said 6 servers and 1 location. Should be a pretty good one.
Okay, I got 2 today. One for my guy down in San Antonio, and one for my guy in Tennessee. The first one in San Antonio, it was actually a lead no response back from October of 2020. I was told I need to talk to this office manager for the past 2 years. I haven't heard from her. And then finally today, just randomly, she picked up. She was the gatekeeper. I broke down what we did. She currently has an MSP. She doesn't think she's getting the best price when it comes to the MSP. They have about 35 computers, 2 locations, one down in San Antonio, one up in Dallas, and then 1 physical server down in San Antonio. That's their headquarters. But she also is just having a lot of concerns. They have about 50 employees. A handful of them, or most of them, have laptops. A lot of them are falling apart. They're getting old. She doesn't know the industry standards. She doesn't know what a typical IT company does. She knows she overpays, but also doesn't know to what extent they actually help out. So that meeting is going to be for next Monday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to start on Teams. She's the one that recommended Teams, just because they're still having some COVID stuff there. But yeah, that's when that one's going to go down. 35 users, 1 server, 2 locations, and there's kind of an immediate need. My second one was for my Tennessee guy. This was actually a lead he sent over that they talked to about 5-10 years ago-ish, and they talked to the internal director, and apparently the guy was just being very wishy-washy. He needed an MSP, but he would never get back to us. So my owner, Chris, sent it over to me. I filled it out, and then actually kind of funny, I built him out. I had the whole record. He told me to call him back. Tommy, our sales manager, called him back for me. Got him on the phone. He agreed. The office manager over there agreed that they do need to do something in the realm of IT. My guy, Chris, wanted me to find the office manager and not talk to that internal guy again, because his conversation with the internal guy basically led nowhere. He was just hard to work with. So currently it's about 50 users. They do have in-house, but then the office manager over there, John, is very open to the idea of looking at MSPs for a lot of supplementary work and a lot of day-to-day help, just because the guy internal just has too much on his plate.
I got one for one of my clients in Washington. It's 20 users, 1 server. They want an in-person meeting. It's with the treasurer and his partner. They want to give us a look around, show us their servers, kind of what their setup is, get a lot better proposal out, and that'll be this week. They wanted to talk sooner than later and had the time, so we'll see where it goes.
All right, I got one today for my client in Ohio. There is 14 users over there. They make display signs. It's an interesting one. They have someone who handles everything currently in-house, but he really wants an office place so he can focus on the other side of the business. So I think they're going to go the MSP route. It's just about getting in there and getting them our numbers and showing them how we can benefit their company. So we're going to go out there in early December and kind of show them what we can do.
Scheduled an appointment for my client out in Lubbock, Texas for a dairy farm. They are a little bit smaller, 8 users. They have about 3 or 4 laptops. They're not very happy with their current company and wanted my client Jack to swing by and introduce our services. And then another appointment I scheduled out in Edmonton for my client there with a trucking company. They have about 60 users. Again, they weren't happy with the current company that they were using. Ticket times and response times were just way too slow. So they wanted my client Dan to come out, introduce our services, and offer them a proposal. So hope it all goes well.